Welcome to the CV Confidence Coach podcast with your host Liz Maguire, where she helps you to learn the secret of an interview-winning CV. Liz shows you how to deliver a compelling CV which increases career confidence, optimises your professional visibility and opens interview doors. Tune in weekly as she shares proven and simple strategies to help you craft your interview-winning CV. Make sure you head over to www.giraffecvs.co.uk to subscribe for our free newsletter with more CV writing and career tips.
Hello! Thanks for tuning back in again. I'm sorry for the radio silence over the last couple of weeks. I've just had a really enjoyable holiday to Italy and refueled and re-energised, ready to come back and do some more podcasts. I'm looking forward to getting started with the next batch, and this week I wanted to talk about the time it takes for somebody to review your CV. Now, I think all job seekers are aware that recruiters are time poor and they don't actually have a lot of time to spend looking at your CV, but I think the reality of how long people spend reading your CV is actually a little bit of a shocker, and it's something I'd like to talk about today just to put the whole thing in context. So last week over on Twitter and Facebook, our friends at Find Share Connect shared some great CV advice, really actionable tips to help you improve your CV, and they closed the day, Alan and Dan, by stating that 8.8 seconds is actually the time it takes for somebody to review your CV. Hardly any time at all, I think you'll agree. This information was taken from research by National Citizen Service, which is the UK's youth programme, and it was based on the time that recruiters now take to review entry-level CV applications. But I think it's a useful starting point because whether you're entry-level or a senior level, time is really of the essence, and there are lots of time frames bandied about how long people take to review your CV, and the consistent element is that it's not very long at all. 8.8 seconds, it's not long at all when you really think about it. And I was on holiday and I was thinking about it in a bit more depth, and I started to play around on my Samsung Galaxy phone, get the timer out and just think about what was and what was not possible in just under 9 seconds. And we had some fun doing this, but when my family got really fed up with me, I resorted to Google. So some are from me and some are from the internet, but here are my findings. 9 things that take less than 9 seconds. Okay, number 1. So it turns out that I can actually run up 25 stone steps in 9 seconds. So I'm not any kind of athlete, and I think I'd had dinner by this point, and also had some tired legs from walking around some lovely sights in the day. But I put some effort into it, and I reached 25 stone steps, so I was quite pleased with this, but then was shamed by the rest of my family who could manage a bit more. They're fitter than me. That's okay. It turns out that I can actually tie one shoelace in 9 seconds. Again, not very impressive. I think the timer in the background was putting some pressure on me, and I got all fingers and thumbs and wasn't able to complete the second. But it's not a lot. Again, I didn't achieve a lot there. Okay, I can also eat 3 cheese balls. You know, cheese balls, the Christmas snacks that come out. They're kind of maize-based, What's-Its spherical style that I can eat quite a few of, it seems, at Christmas each year. But under pressure, I could only manage 3. So this was a bit pathetic, let's be honest. But I don't think I'll be invited to a competitive eating contest anytime soon. But I was trying to eat them properly and swallow them down, so in my defence. And I can also, number 4 on my list was I can also put an umbrella up and down. Don't worry, it was outside if you're superstitious and fretting. And the last challenge I did before I completely sent my family over the edge was that I can insert my debit card and enter my PIN number. I think the assistant at Pret thought I was absolutely mad, so but I just about managed it within the 9 seconds. Anyway, so now the other 3 members of my family were completely fed up with my 9-second challenges. I had to resort to Google and identify 4 more activities that take less than 9 seconds. So, number 6, Usain Bolt, I think, can run 85 metres at least, based on the fact that he achieved the 100-metre gold medal in 9.63 seconds at the London 2012 Olympics. Number 7, a rodeo cowboy can actually complete a qualified ride. The length of this is just 8 seconds. Number 8, the 0 to 60 time of a Ford Escort XR3i Mark IV 1986 is 8.8 seconds. Who knew? And finally, number 9, in August 2014, Karim Bellarabi earned his place in the record books by scoring the fastest ever Bundesliga goal, and within just 9 seconds he had found the back of the net and set his team up for a win against, oh my goodness, my pronunciation is going to be shocking on this, but Borussia Dortmund, I think. In some ways, these feats, not mine, but the other guys, show that you can achieve a lot in 9 seconds, and they're amazing feats, but others are less impressive. But the whole exercise just got me thinking that 9 seconds is hardly any time at all. It's a fleeting time frame, and within that time your CV has to win over the reader and convince the person that you have the right credibility, you have the right credentials, the right employability, and that you should be put forward for further consideration. And if it doesn't achieve that in that time frame, your CV is just going to be tossed aside, never to be thought of again. So it's got a lot of work to do in that time frame. And it might seem unfair because, let's face it, the time it takes to craft a CV it's extensive. You put hours into making sure that your CV is the best it possibly can be, and it's then up against this very fleeting examination. But it's reality. This 8.8 seconds is the reality of today's recruitment landscape. So as a candidate, you really need to accept that time limit and adapt your CV accordingly, or accept that it's going to be tossed aside, unfortunately. So, what can you do in 8.8 seconds? And do you think your current CV will pass the 8.8 second time limit? Go off and have a think. And I hope that you can use some of the other tips on the podcast to improve your CV and get it past this fleeting review. Thanks for listening. Tune in again next week.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the CV Confidence Coach podcast. If you did, please do leave a review and subscribe here in iTunes to make sure you don't miss the next show. Head on over to www.giraffecvs.co.uk to subscribe for our free newsletter for more CV writing and career tips.